Well, what up, gang? Carolina Jackpot time coming at you. It is Wednesday morning, and we are headed to work this morning. It's 5:30, and I've still got about an hour to go before I get to my first stop. I actually had to go to our warehouse and load up with some product that I'm going to need for today. And unfortunately, I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning. I was supposed to wake up at 2. That's when I have my alarm set. 2 o'clock, get a shower. Takes me about 30 minutes or so to get ready, get out the door, and it takes me about another 20 minutes to get to our warehouse. And I'll be there at 3 o'clock. Well, push all that back an hour. I got there at 4 o'clock. I loaded up with product, and that took me till about 5:15 because I needed a little bit more than what I originally thought. And then, like, you know, you always see some other stuff that you need to go on ahead and get. So I went on ahead and grabbed that, and then another load for today came in while I was there, or he was sitting down at the end of our cul-de-sac sleeping, and the guy that works at the warehouse got him to pull on in, and he was going to unload him and get off some barbecue pork skins, which is something that I need because we haven't had any in the warehouse for a week. Well, those apparently was in the front of the trailer because they wasn't in the back, and I had to go. Then we had to turn the nose of his trailer around so I could get around him to get out. So yeah, I'm behind slightly, just a little bit. So I'm not even going to be able to start working stores first thing this morning. I've got to go to Food Lion and build a display for buy one, get one free ad that starts today. Now, backstory to this is, when Food Lion has buy one, get one frees, they normally have me put my merchandise on what we call towers. They're little short displays that you can shop off both sides, and we put them up in the front lobby in this particular Food Lion. The other Food Lion, I've got 2 other Food Lions. One of them also does towers. The other one has me do weekenders, which is just a one-sided display, and it holds 4 cases on the front, and I put 4 weekenders in there side by side, back to back. I love that much better. Those are just so much, they're easier to shop, they're easier to stock, they're easier to put together, they're easier to do the whole 9 yards with. But it is what it is. You got to put in what they ask you to do. Well, Food Lion's mainframe got updated on Monday, so they weren't able to take any deliveries in at all on Monday. So 2 of those stores I worked and built the displays in yesterday, and one of those I would have normally done on Monday. The other one always gets done on Tuesday anyway, so that's no big deal. But the other one I went down on Sunday and actually took the merchandise to them, and I have the towers upstairs in their store. They're already pre-built, put together, where I've used them a couple other times for other sales. And I was going to go on ahead and put them on the towers, put the product on the towers, put it on a pallet, put it in the corner of the back room. That's what I normally do there on Mondays for the ad that starts on Wednesdays, and they just take them out and they'll place them. Well, assistant manager didn't want me to do that. He said he figured they'd get tore up because they had trucks coming in, like somebody bumping pallets into them and something fall over on it. I get it, but it's never happened before. So that's kind of, that's kind of got me a little bit behind in that regard. So I got to go do that before I can even get started doing anything. And then from there, I have to go about a mile down the road to Publix and put in like 4 cases of our large party-sized bag chips. And I'm also going to put in a couple of cases of Christmas stuff there that the assistant grocery manager told me yesterday that I could put in. Which that put me in a bit of a conundrum, because I told him I'd be there this morning around 6, and it's going to be way after 6 before I go there. But it's like, which one do you go to first? I got to go to Food Lion first, because I got to get their display set up, and I'll get there about 6:30, and we'll get it set up actually before, well, right around the time the store opens, which will be fine. Plus, I also went ahead and grabbed what I keep on going back on different tangents here, but I have a little storage unit that's about 20 miles on down the road from here that I've been using to store product in, and I've actually got some of our Christmas stuff in the storage unit because I'm just going ahead and tried to grab some of it out of our warehouse and start kind of squirreling it away, because the other guys will grab it too, and the stuff does run out eventually. Not this soon. I mean, it'll be sometime after Thanksgiving when it starts to kind of dwindle down and we won't have that much of it. But obviously you're not gonna still have 2 full pallets of Christmas stuff to pick off of the week before Christmas in your warehouse. If you're familiar with like the Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes, you'll see they start to become kind of scarce after Thanksgiving. That's because they stopped production on them. They probably stopped producing them now because they want them all flushed out, because they don't want to be hung with it, right? Because don't nobody want to buy that after Christmas. Same thing with our product. Nobody's going to buy it after Christmas. So you've got to make sure that it's all in the stores by Christmas or before. The goal is to sell as much as possible, but still run out. So that's that. So we got those 2 things to do. Then from there, I'm going to go work a Piggly Wiggly store. And from there, I'll turn back around, kind of doing this a little bit in reverse, because like I said, I've got a monkey wrench kind of thrown into my plans with having to do this Food Lion. I normally work a convenience store, a Spink's convenience store first on Wednesday mornings. I always go do it first. But it's gotten kind of cattywampus the last couple of weeks in with building displays in grocery stores, and the storm that we had, that kind of threw a lot of stuff haywire too, because I had stores that I had to visit more than once because they were actually open during the storm, or during the time when everybody else's power was out. There were a few particular little Dollar Generals and one grocery store and that was actually open when everybody else was closed, so they got a ton of business. So, you know, I put a lot of product in there. And then when a lot of these little stores, like the smaller Dollar Generals and mom and pop deals, opened back up after the storm, they did a lot of business for a couple of days there when people came in and started to restock things. And then on top of that, everybody had just been kind of busy the couple of weeks after the storm, because I mean, I think almost everybody got like a $700 check. The FEMA relief, they all applied for it, but it was supposed to be like to replace your perishable food and things are thrown away. They did. People just used it to go out and buy whatever. The wife runs a store for Burlington, and they were busier than hell in there for like a week. People were just spending it on, you know, frivolous crap. It's kind of like they were with the stimulus check. Just going out and going nuts with it. Hey, I got some money. Let me go buy 10 of them and 12 of them that I don't need. But it's fine. I mean, I'm all good with them buying products. But anyway, so Piggly Wiggly. Then we're going to go work Dollar Tree, because I got a bunch of small boxes on my truck that go in Dollar Tree, and a shipper, which I'm actually supposed to put some of our big bags of chips in Dollar Tree for a month-long promotion. We're supposed to have a sign for it to go on there that says they're $3. Don't have the sign. They didn't send it to us. Don't know what we're going to do about that, but I'm going to go on ahead and place the display in the store, because I ain't making extra trips back to Dollar Tree. I just don't have time to do it. Then from there, I'm actually going to go work another Dollar Tree down the road in Abbeville, South Carolina, so I can get the rest of those smaller boxes off my truck, because they get in the way, And then I'll be able to come back and work the Spinks and some Dollar Generals and types and things like that. There's a lot more stops that I normally was working on Wednesdays. I kind of flip-flop my weeks with the really small stores. Now we got some convenience stores called Stop a Minute. I work them every other week, except for one busy one. It gets worked every week. The Dollar Tree gets worked every week. The Dollar Generals, for the most part, get worked every other week, unless there are two really busy ones I have that get worked every week. Other than that, it's about that. This is going to be a long day. Probably do a decent amount of sales today too. Speaking of the Christmas stuff that I put in Publix, I also loaded up an extra 5 cases each from our warehouse, not from my mini warehouse, of the Christmas merchandise for Food Lion to try to sell into the manager there today. And I figure he'll let me put it in there, so I went on ahead and grabbed it anyway. Sometimes managers won't let you put stuff in if they don't have their plans ready for the holiday or whatever, but I mean, it's just like, just go ahead and take it. I mean, you're going to put it out anyways, put it back, and we'll find a spot for it when we can find a spot for it. That's what I would do. But for the most part, they work with you pretty good. That's the thing. If you build a relationship, the best way to build a relationship with these people, I've learned, is, well, I was in grocery, started in 1990, in December 1990, right after my 16th birthday. And I was in grocery all the way up until the end of first of December 2018. And then that was when I went to work at Rose's discount store. Store manager for 3 years, district manager for 1. So that's kind of the same. It's kind of like working in grocery too. It's retail, but it's a different kind of retail. And then I started doing these chips. So I'm pretty well versed in management and dealing with DSD vendors and that. And the best way to forge a decent relationship with the management in the store is just to take care of them, take care of their needs, take care of your sections, don't run out of stuff, don't have out-of-date product, be there when you're supposed to be, don't be late, service them regularly, and they'll leave you alone. And most normally they'll let you, put in displays of your seasonal merchandise, or if you have ad merchandise that might not necessarily be on the ad planner, but it's something that they're going to need, they'll normally let you put it in. That's how you try. I've always felt like you can try to win these folks over, not by going up to them and talking and bullshitting and just being fake nice. I don't like that. I don't like that. Go in and be genuine, do your job, and you take care of them, they'll take care of you, in other words. Anyway, I'll see you guys when we get down to Food Lion. Lord, I've talked for a long time. Let's get it. Put these together right out here and then slide them into that hole right there. This on in and put it out real quick. In addition to the snowballs and Christmas pretzels, we had on the border tortillas on sale last week, and buy one get one free. Almost completely sold out, so I got to bring in a little bit to fill that shelf back up, even though it's back to regular price today. People at Publix are probably going to have to wait for just a little bit, hopefully. won't be too upset, but it's probably gonna be about 9 before I get there, but it'll be all right. It's gonna be what it's gonna be, Jelly Bean. You know what I mean? All right, well, that's taken care of. Let's go on over to this Publix and take this product in real quick. Not a lot. Taking in 4 cases of Christmas product and 1 case of each of our big party size bags, which is a monster bag. They sell them for $5.99, but they're on sale this week. Buy one, get one free. And I took them some yesterday, enough to do like 1 shelf on an end cap. And the grocery manager ended up giving me like almost an entire end cap. It was like 3 shelves instead. So I gotta go take a little bit more to fill it up. Cool. They don't normally even receive people on Wednesdays, but they will check you in. And the good thing about them is normally, like, anybody there in the grocery department knows how to scan in a vendor. It's not like some places where you have to chase down someone who actually knows what they're doing. They're all pretty well trained over at the Publix, so it should be a pretty quick in and out stop for Carolina Jackpot. I noticed that my inventory was off on those little holiday pretzels. Like, there was an odd number of 201 left on the truck, which is between my truck and my my little storage unit. And turns out that I've been selling them in as 12 pretzels to a case, and there's only 9. So I gotta go and do a buyback on the food line that I just worked, and a food line from yesterday of 15 pretzels each to correct my inventory so they're not short. I'm a dum-dum. Anyway, let's go to Publix and check this out real quick. Not a terrible spot to be in here. And they had me take down some of Frito-Lay's product and put it up there, which is odd. They usually get all the display space they want, need, and more. But here's what it is, what the man told me to do. We're gonna head on into the Piggly Wiggly now, Worthless store, and keep in mind it's like 10 o'clock now. Normally I'm long gone from the store by this point. This is all right, time to work the old Piggly Wiggly. This store's kind of hit and miss. What I normally sell the most of is these little 2 for $1 chips. We got them up here by the front, and we sell a mess out of them. The store really mostly does a lot of business on the 1st of the month and stuff like that, but it does okay. Today I'm gonna fill this up, redo it, and I'm gonna leave him an extra case of each on back stock because they'll put it out, and that normally works out pretty well. We've also got some pork skins and stuff in here on the other side of the store, so we got a little bit of work to do here. Not too much. Those stores where you gotta kind of do some creative stuff to just see if you can move some merchandise. This is something I came up with. Well, these are $2, so 2 for $4, right? With some nice signage on it. And we sold a little bit. You can definitely tell dill pickle sells, but I'm not gonna bring in a whole case. I'll probably bring in just like 8 of those, just to kind of fluff that out and keep it moving. Store like this, you got to really be conscious of inventory level and dates. It's just not one that you can fill slam full. Got them on end cap too, and even though that looks a little bit torn up, I can make that look decent enough and not have to bring any product in. Just got to be careful. You got to be careful in some of these stores, or you'll end up eating a lot of stales. This is one of the ones where when I'm having a really good week, I'm not real overly concerned about packing it out. I'll wait another week until I'm having a slower week, and then I'll pack this one out, put an extra couple of $100 in here to kind of even things out a little. Tip and word to the wise too. This item right here, it goes out of date in April. So probably in the next month or so, I'm gonna have to end up buying it out of here and taking it to one of my convenience stores where it'll actually sell. Don't ever try to force product into a store where it's not going to sell. Someone did that on this route before I had it, and like we've had to deal with a lot of stales and moving stuff around the stores where it'll actually have a chance to move. If you know the store is not going to sell it or doesn't have the potential to sell it, even if you're just trying it out, I mean, a low volume, low income store is not going to sell $8 beef jerky no matter how hard you try. That should be a fairly easy order to work up. That's 12 cases of little 1 ounce bags. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yep. And half of them will go in the back. So yeah, this won't take too awful long. I almost forgot. Remember that end cap that had the golden flake potato chips and pork skins on it? Well, the chips used to have this sign on them on the end cap. Don't know what happened to it, but I'm gonna hang some more over there because I noticed they weren't moving as much. Any place that you can get into where you can put some nice eye-catching signage like this where you can actually get away with it, I would recommend doing it. Because, I mean, the sales ain't gonna chase you, you know what I'm saying? Now in a Publix or a Food Line or something, you would not be able to get away with hanging up with, you know, signage like this, but here you can, so we will. There we go, that'll work. Let's head on to the Dollar Tree. See what's popping. We've got some competition that's moving into the Piggly Wiggly. The guy that does these pork skins over here is doing those better made chips. It's a company out of Michigan, I think, but I don't know, we'll see. Ain't no uts. Good old Dollar Tree. Every time I come in here, it looks like this. I mean, I don't understand it, people. It's just some chips. Just pick one and take it. Well, let's get this cleaned up. And, oh yeah, we gotta bring our shipper in here too. Let's get that also. One of the things that will slow you down when you're trying to check in a place like this is oftentimes the person to check you in is on the cash register or unloading the truck, one. Today it's cash register, but she's doing her best to try to get off of it to come check in Carolina Jackpot so we can get Dollar Tree taken care of. This next one is a really slow stop, Murphy's USA gas station at Walmart. Well, we've actually sold a little bit of product off here, but it won't take long. That should hold it for another month or so. Dollar General time. These little metal rack pieces that I've been carrying around for the better part of the past 2 weeks. I got to repair a rack in this store. Some customer had some kind of episode and fell on top of it like a couple of days after we had that storm and pretty much destroyed it. So let's see what we got going on here. I have the little 2 for $1 bags in here, and they sell pretty dang good, as you see. So we'll get that fixed up. This, it's all right. It's decent. This won't take too long. Not a bad size order for this Dollar General. There's 6 cases of the 2 for $1 bags. While they might only be 50 cents retail a piece, you know, that boosted the ticket for this store up almost $100. Went from a $140 ticket to about $250 in this store. That's not bad. Not bad at all. It's about taking care of your real estate and making the most of it. That's what you got to do in some of these stores. Well, that stop took a little bit longer than I was wanting it to. I got my order inside. I had my invoices printed, the whole 9 yards. Then the manager tells me, oh, my handheld's dead. Can you get me the one with the barcodes on it? Which we have a pick list which has barcodes on it, but you have to print the pick list off before you print your invoice, if that's what you're going to do. Sometimes I do print off a pick list like that at Dollar General, but only if their handheld isn't working and I know that beforehand. If I don't know that beforehand, I'm just going to generate a regular invoice. And then they want the pick list with the barcodes. Well, I can't do that unless I delete my invoice or go back and post-delete it and then make out a totally new invoice, which takes like 10 minutes, and it's a pain in the butt. And she got mad because I wasn't going to do it and started, oh, I can't do it. Because it's confusing for them to have to try to go back and find the product because they can't read and see that UTZSCO means sour cream and onion. So anyway, I went back, I deleted the thing, punched in a new ticket, and printed her one off with barcodes. We had to hand check everything. And then I just finished up working it up. But, long story short there, you can kind of see what I did. I took a little bit extra time with it. The little spinner rack was totally full. And then the rack with the 2 for $1 chips. Packed out. It's got 6 shelves in it. It's got 6 varieties in it. And when I go back in 2 weeks, the thing will be empty. It will be totally empty. Now, I'm not saying, you know, I'm going to go out and put one of those in every single Dollar General store I have, but some of the busier ones like that, yeah, I mean, it makes sense up near the checkouts. And I've seen people saying, like, you know, I just heard, you know, other vendors and stuff talk about things like that, like little small stuff. Well, don't do that. You don't have time to do that. Well, you know, it takes too much time. Yeah, it does. It's time consuming, but not only am I building sales for right now, I'm also building sales for the future, because those little 50-cent bags, you pick those up at Dollar General and you like them. Hey, next time you go to Publix or Kroger or Food Lion or Walmart or wherever you buy groceries at, you might just buy a big bag of them. That's the goal, right? Who else buys those little bags of chips? Who gets those little bags of chips? Kids. Kids do. What do kids end up doing? They grow up into adults. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. Anyway, let's run in here and we're going to work the second Dollar General today, and then that will be all for my stops. For my stops. Then we got one more thing that we might have to do after that. Let's go inside and see how this Dollar General looks. Dollar Tree. Excuse me, this is a Dollar Tree. It's kind of beat up, but this is not, hasn't sold as much as it does normally. They just kind of tore it up. Well, we got the product to fix it with. Upon further review, yeah, this is a $126.40 This is a really small order for this store. This one is normally always about 175 bucks, but if you'll look, their merchandise is totally full. So that can kind of hurt you on a Dollar Tree. If they're good and stocked up on their stuff, then they may be more apt to buy that than this, because there's just more of a variety. And also these right here, these don't do anything to help you out. Shit all over the place makes it hard to shop. And I don't doubt that one of these is blocking my section. All right, guys, so this will do. You know, I've noticed every time I do this, 4 rows of this sells out. 4 rows of that almost always sells out. But I'm putting 2 rows on each of those, the salt and vinegar and the sour cream and onion, and they're selling out too. So I might want to increase it to 2 rows of each and start cutting back on some of the oddball stuff. This was going like crazy. That's why I did 2 rows of it, mixed up, sort of. But it's not selling quite as great. This one's totally died. That one was just a filler. That one was just a filler, as was that one. This one's kind of died. That one is a request item. Older people like it sometimes. And salt and pepper usually does pretty well, as does dill pickle. So probably gonna streamline these things a little bit in this store and the other one, just to try to get the most bang from a buck here. Pretty good productive day there. I'm worn out. What do you think? Look like fun? It is. It gets repetitive, but I like it. It's peaceful. It's quiet for the most part. I enjoy my independence. So, that said, that was the last stop for me of the day. I'm not doing any more. We talked about the Spinks convenience store that normally gets done on Wednesday. I'll do that tomorrow morning. I shot the store manager a text message a while ago, or general manager, what they're called. I told him I'd be there in the morning to work that store. I'll go do that one before I get started on the grocery stores. The Food Lion stores and that, they won't take that long to work tomorrow because I've already built displays there for the sale. It's just going to be basically filling them up, making sure they're in decent shape, leaving some back stock for the weekend for the guy to work that takes care of the stores on the weekend for me. And that'll be about it in the grocery stores. But this has been a good week for sales. Yeah, I hate that storm and the other factors have just kind of thrown because I had all this stuff on a good schedule, and it's thrown some stuff kind of wackadoodle, and it's taken a while to kind of get it back together. It's made me have to, the last 2 Fridays, I've worked really, really long days. Like, I stay out like working until like 6 o'clock, 6:30 on Friday, just finishing up as much stuff as possible. Just finishing out the week, catching up so nothing is behind going into the next week. And I mean, it's only 4:10 right now, but I'm headed home. Our warehouse, like I said, is about 20 minutes or so from my house. Well, it would be a good 30 today at this point in time, and I'm just not going over there. I don't need a whole lot for tomorrow, but I do need to go by that warehouse tomorrow morning to get some of the things that came in on that truck I was talking about that came this morning before I left, that had barbecue pork skins and a few other odds and ends. It won't take me long to load that stuff up. And then head on down and do it again. Oh yeah, one more thing. There is one more stop that I may work. I don't know. There's a Quick Trip store not far from my house, probably about 10 minutes away. The guy that works the route there is just, I don't know, he's not been working it. like he worked it like 2 weeks ago, or more than that, but until he worked it 2 weeks ago, it was totally empty. And it had been that way for a while. And I think they finally complained about it. And now it's almost that way again. There's like 4 bags of chips on the shelf. I don't know why. Not my call, but if it's in that shape when I stop up here, I'm going to work it. I really hope that he decided to go work it today, because I really ain't wanting to do it, to be honest with you. Now I'll get paid for it. I mean, I'll get paid for whatever I take in there, because it's in my handheld machine, but still, I'm not going to really want to, especially after riding for what? It's an hour from here to home, thereabouts. Or it's an hour to that particular store, so I'm not going to feel like working it by the time I get there. But if it hasn't been taken care of, I'll help them out and do it. I will do it. Anyway, stay tuned. We'll find out here in just a little bit if it's been done or not. Well, wonders, they never cease. These guys actually work this stuff. So this means my day is done. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I enjoyed making it for you. I hope you found it informative and or entertaining. If you have any questions about what I do, what it entails, or route sales, or anything of that nature, hit me in the comment section below. If you'd like me to do more of these videos, hit this one with a thumbs up, and tell me in the comment section below that you'd like to see me do more of them. If you think it's stupid and pointless, then tell me, hey, I think it's stupid and pointless, please don't do any more of these. Whatever. But anyway, I'm going to get to the house, man. I'm going to try to get a little bit of rest before I have to go get ready to do this again tomorrow. I'll have to make a trip to the warehouse in the morning, as I was saying, load up some product. Not a lot. And then go out and do it again. I'll go this weekend probably on Sunday at some point, Sunday morning, and load this truck like slam full and try to put some stuff back in that storage unit that I have. That's what my idea, my thing with it is it's kind of supplement what I get or what I get from our warehouse. Is try to cut down on trips to our warehouse. In other words, you know, if I had a route close to home, going back and forth to our warehouse, I mean, wouldn't be a big deal. But as far away from home as this route is, as far away from our warehouse as the route is located, going, you know, more than twice a week is it's a no-no. I'm still making more than one trip a week. It's still like 3-4 times a week right now, and I've got to get that cut down to 2. But once again, it's kind of hard when you have things happen like no barbecue pork skins for a week. You know, you gotta get them. You know, you gotta go get that. Even if you've gotten a big load before, you still got to be able to get that. You know, or seasonal stuff coming in. You know, you've got to be able to go get that kind of stuff. So it's a work in progress, but we'll work our way through it, and we'll make it work for us, and we'll roll along. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Appreciate you. Peace, and I'm out of here.